Okay, so today is actually November 4th of 2024, and I'm just going to go over last Friday's price action. So last week we closed, actually, let's just go over last Friday's real quick. So last Friday I had expected price to draw into maybe some sort of imbalance and then draw lower, close bearish, because this week I am expecting price to draw into this area here and then maybe reverse towards the highs. So we did draw into these areas here. One of the mistakes I did was I tried getting short without actually even seeing an actual entry um, during the morning session. Very small losses, but you know, when you have what I used to do before is when I had small losses, I would give myself permission to keep on trading. But given the fact that there was no actual structure in here, I just stopped. I think it was after two losses. Again, very small. And what I did is I actually waited until the afternoon because, again, you need structure in order to short anything. And as you can see here, it had an immediate rebalance into this high, into this previous week low here, and then price obviously closed with a up close candle, pretty big wick. Let's see here. And so again, price did initially trade higher. Once price traded higher, I identified this buy side, sell side. This was actually on my draw, on my chart, the previous, um, going into the sessions, because I knew that price would likely draw into these areas here. How high it would go, I had no idea. At first thought, I thought it was gonna reverse after it hit 50% of the range, and obviously it did not. Lesson learned. I've seen this plenty of times, this type of price action plenty of times, but now I actually have it written on my uh, let's see here. Yep, right here. I have it written down on my journal now for future reference. Because most of the time, whenever price has a big down day and then price retraces, it's not necessarily gonna, especially if it's on a day where before the weekends, it's likely gonna go to OTE, right? So again, here I had some ill-advised forced trades, thinking that I was trying to catch the highs, but it didn't. And I just went ahead and just covered those as soon as I realized I was in the wrong. I was offside. Um, and then again, going into the afternoon session, during lunchtime, we had a SMT show up between this high and this high here, this high here. We had a mitigation block get drawn in on 15 minutes. It's not as uh, as clear. But if you look into the 5 minute, you see this mitigation block here along with this block right here. As soon as price traded below it, obviously it did have to run into this inverse here and this gap here. But then once it drew into this area here, it had trouble getting above it, drew a 15-minute order block, and then price um, went into draw into the low of the day. I didn't trade this. I paper traded it mainly because um, I just wasn't willing to take a chance out here. There was nothing in the 15 or 1 hour, so I just went ahead and paper traded that. Obviously, in hindsight, I probably should have taken an actual trade because here you had buy side liquidity. Well, here on the 5 minute, you had sell side liquidity get taken, then buy side drew into here. But on the 15 minute, you actually have sell side get taken first. Actually, buy side get taken first, and then sell side. That's a pretty good indication that price was going to draw into the buy side liquidity up here. Yeah, this one right here. So you have two order blocks here on the 15 minute holding price down. But again, price swept buy side, then sell side. So again, I do expect price to come up here and to see what happens afterwards. Um, And so oftentimes on the 60-minute you'll get the 60-minute will draw the outlook. Actually, not the 60-minute, but on Fridays you usually get the um, I forget what you call it, but you get the directional candle that tells you at least where price is likely to draw into coming into Monday and Tuesday. Um, Very volatile day today and tomorrow, so I'm not looking to trade. At least with actual real trades, I will be mainly just looking to see where price is likely to lead to into um, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Um, oh shit. Okay, so again, okay, so all right, let's get back into this. Sorry, I was a little so on the outlook for this week. So on the outlook for this week, we do have a mitigation block at these highs up here. With this being the breaker here. Same thing here. We do have a breaker block here. SMT at the high, so I do expect these lows to get drawn. These lows are the draws on liquidity for me. I'm gonna see if maybe we draw into these lows, we consolidate a little, and then we draw towards the highs going into the next the other half of the week. What I'm expecting is I'm expecting for price to draw into these lows and then draw higher. Whether that happens this week or next week, I don't know. But my target right now, the objective right now, are these lows. After price reaches these lows, depending on what happens or when, as far as time, then my objective will switch towards 50% of this range here. We do have a gap here. Um, So I will look to see how price trades today. If price does not trade into this gap and then draws into the lows, that's a breakaway gap. But again, I am expecting price to reverse here. So this would be the drawn liquidity if price reverses here. Same thing here, takes out plenty of liquidity here. And if it draws into these highs here, then that'll be my drawn liquidity. Um, Depending on how price traded overnight, I want to see how price developed over here. I would like to see some sort of consolidation. Then during London we have that manipulation going into New York. New York draws into this gap here and then reverses here. So again, my drawn liquidity or my bias for today is bearish, but that all depends on how price traded overnight and how and time really. Um, because again, today we have no news. So on no news days, I kind of do expect consolidation mostly, but I don't expect that to be I don't expect consolidation to be today given how pretty much the geopolitical climate. I want to see how everything turns out this weekend and this week to see for price to give us indication as to what it'll do for the next oncoming weeks. But I am waiting to connect here to see how we're doing. This area down here uh, is a gap. So I want to see how price traded overnight. Okay, so we do have a gap down. Wow, we gap down very, very considerably yesterday. Wow. Let's see this one. Did it gap up or anything? closed here, opened here, closed here, opened here, 42. No, never mind. It's about a 3, no, 42. Wow, that's about a 15 point gap. 39, 79. Let's go back down here. I want to be able to add here. We do have, the reason why I'm using this as opposed to, um, the reason why I'm using this as opposed to these new week opening gaps is because this one is fairly small as opposed to this one. And actually this one I can already take off because this one was back from almost 5 weeks ago. Yeah, I can take this off. So now this will be the new weekly opening gap that I'm looking at. All right, let's take a look at the, as you can see, both of these haven't swept previous day high. This one hasn't either. It hasn't swept previous day low either. So nothing on the daily. Again, I'm looking for price to draw into these areas here. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. So the 4-hour has yet to sweep buy side. I'll take that off because I don't really need it. Yep, it has yet to sweep buy side. This is the 1-hour, I think. Yep, that's the 1-hour. And we are still within close 20 open. And we haven't swept sell side yet. This one has swept sell side. I mean buy side. Hasn't swept sell side. Yeah. That's where we close. Okay, so this is the gap on ES. This is a gap on NQ. And it has yet to fill this gap here. So still nothing on the 4-hour yet. It did sweep south side. This one hasn't swept. All right. So again, let's take a look at the 1-hour. Where's the open right here? So we do have SMT between actually, yeah, we do. We do have SMT between ES and NQ, where ES has relative equal highs up here. Plus, it has that 15-minute order block. Price rejected. Here, I don't need this anymore. I need this. Again, see here after it swept south side, what did it do? It went up to these highs up here. Obviously, it did not sweep this high, but here it actually did. This right here is the afternoon intraday high. Is it? No, never mind. and it is still closing below this. It's trying to close. Well, here it did, but as you can see, each time it closed or it tried to close above this order block, I mean, this gap here and this gap here, this inverted and this regular gap here, it rejected immediately. It just swept sell side. Same thing here, just swept sell side. Low SMT. I don't trust this gap here. Many people would try to get along here, but I really don't trust it. I would have to see price back up here for me to start targeting these highs up here. 9 o'clock. We do have SMT at these lows, but I'll have to look at the 15-minute and 5-minute first. This is 76.50. 76.50. So yeah, again, relative equal highs up here. That's why I kind of like it here as well. This we have a sweep here. So to me, the objective are these highs. So I have to look to see how price develops. And there's kind of structure right now. I do like that price swept these lows here, 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 and here. It also swept this low here, but NQ hasn't yet. So that to me is kind of SMT. 1900. This is the Asia. Technically, the Asia sessions does start at 8. So NQ has swept Asia low. ES has not. So I'll have to see what price wants to do here in these areas. But given the fact that I am bearish, I'm not looking to trade. I'm not looking to trade this area. All I'm saying is that I do believe that the objective is up here, but I'm not looking to take a trade off the 930 open. We just drew into 50% of this range. We just swept yesterday. I mean, we just swept that sell side. So we technically don't have SMT between these lows anymore, except for this low right here. These lows are now in sync. What's why I'm doing? I don't need this anymore. So on the 1 hour, as you can see, we swept sell side, we swept buy side. Now we're drawing lower. So this right here, I want to see if price sweeps this low here. I want to see what it does. Because last week or last Friday, my drawn liquidity was this low. And obviously, as you can see on NQ, it did not, but on ES, it did. All right, let's take a look at the 15-minute. Let's see, on the 15-minute, we did have a sweep buy side up here, drew lower, swept sell side here. Same thing, we swept buy side here in the 15-minute. We didn't sweep these areas here. So these areas to me all look like generated liquidity. So after price took out that buy side up here during Asia, um, it started to seek sell side, and during London it seeked buy side once again, and then started seeking sell side, right? But I do believe that we have a bit more buy side that we need to seek before we start targeting these lows down here. So again, I don't want to see price immediately displace lower during the early morning sessions, or even today. Actually, what I want to see is I want to see price hold here, hold in these areas, and then start to seek buy side into today, tomorrow, and then maybe we seek sell side during the uh, I don't know, tomorrow session, evening sessions, and then we reverse. But yeah, we took out London lows here. This is Asia lows down here. Actually, no, it's yep, this area is down here. So these are Asia lows. Technically speaking, all of this is Asia low, but it all depends on how price is reacting up here. Again, we do have SMT at these lows, between these lows and this low and this low and that low here. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if price draws up to these areas now. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. We have mitigation blocks here, breaker block here. It's been rejecting this area, but no clear indication that price is going to draw higher. So what I would like to see, if price is going to draw higher, I would like to see price sweep this high up here. And then after it sweeps, then seek sell side one more time. Let's take a look at the 1-minute. So we just swept buy side up here on the 1-minute, and ES or NQ has not yet. If price fails to get above here, then that could be SMT, where you could seek to look to trade down here in these areas. All right, so we just swept buy side there as well. Oh, this is institutional order flow entry drill. All right, I'm going to take a quick long there. $31.25. I'm going to add one more. All right, so didn't get that entry. Okay. And my stop is this low here. The reason why I took this is it looks like an institutional order flow entry drill where price barely draws into this area and then looks to seek the highs there. The reason why I love these types of entries is because price, after price does that, if that is in fact what it is, then it usually reaches towards the highs immediately, and obviously it did not. Okay, that's fine. All right. I thought it was, but obviously this would have been the first objective, so I'm not gonna head it. I'm not. Again, this is all paper trading today. I'm not looking to trade actual capital. Let's go back to the 15-minute. Now that price is doing what I want it to do. Again, if I'm looking to get long, I want to see price traded into this imbalance here. Now it's seeking liquidity. So if it sweeps this low, I don't expect this low to get swept. Or what could also happen is price draws into these lows down here, and then reverses going into the rest of the week. So we'll see. Looks like ES is trying to hold there. I want to see how ES closes here on the hourly. Uh, More specifically, this gap here on the 1 hour. I also like how YM is trading. YM just swept buy side as well. Again, this low and this low as well would be nice. All right, well, we swept that sell side. So if we get displacement here, yeah, if we get displacement here, then this is the drawn liquidity here. Because now I'm thinking if, let's say, we get displacement and draw into these lows here, then we consolidate, and then we do something else. But again, it all has to do with how price trades here, draws. I'm not looking to, again, take a trade today, because logically speaking, you would want price to retrace, rebalance these areas up here, and then draw lower. So if price is telling me that, depending on how the next couple of candles close, then that's what we're likely to get. So we do have SMT at the lows and highs now. I mean at the lows now, between this low and this low, and this low and this low here. I mean, yeah, this low and this low, this low and this low. Let's take a look at the 4-hour real quick. It looks like we're getting displacement there. The good thing about this displacement is that if this in fact is displacement and it does draw towards these lows down here, today, then I'm gonna expect for that reversal to occur, so I can target the highs. completely taken everything out. I would like to see maybe not sweep this low and then we get that reversal to take out these highs, because we just took out Asia, Friday's Asia low. We took out Asia low here as well. So that is that is SMT between this low and this low and this low and this low here. I do like this model though here on the 15-minute. So sell side first, then came up to sweep buy side, tested this gap here. This one tested this gap here, and then started to draw towards the lows. Ideally, I would like to see maybe price leave this low from yeah, I would like to see price not sweep this low, and then we come up here to take out these highs. I won't switch to the 5-minute until the 10 o'clock macro though, because I would like to see how it draws. As you can see here, we are having prices holding here, but again, I would like to see how this area closes on the 15-minute and the 1 hour. Okay, so this could be the reversal that I'm looking for. Again, we swept buy side here, created a lot of sell side here, swept sell side, now we're drawing higher. I'm going to wait until that 15-minute closes, then I'll zoom into the 5-minute. 2 more minutes. We are drawing higher. That's pretty cool. I don't expect price to come down here during the 10 o'clock macro. So what I'll be doing is I'll be looking for a long in this area up here. All right, so we're about to get that close. Again, SMT between this low here and this low here. This reminds me of a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago actually. Where was it? Right here. Came up to sweep this high. Obviously it drew higher, but in this case I'm actually looking for a draw lower after that. All right, let's take a look at the 5-minute. We do have this gap here. I mean this breaker block here. Yep. 3 more minutes. Let's see here. So here there's really nothing on the 5-minute. We do have this inverse here. Well, what I would like to see turn into an inverse. I want to see price close above this area here, because then that would be a change in state of delivery. On the 5-minute, 1-minute, we already had that. Actually, not quite yet. couple more. One more minute. All right, so looks like we're gonna have that change. So I think I'm gonna take again. I'm gonna take a long here. What I would like is a quick draw into this area here. Let's take a look at ES. I like ES better. 57, 57, 75. I'm waiting to see some sort of reaction. Actually, no, I gotta take this out. I would like to see it hold above this area here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with NQ as well. My stop is rather long. 7 points. Nope, not logical. So it doesn't make sense. So again, I do want to see. I want to see something else. So, yeah. This is just not enough for me. So I want to see how the 1 minute closes. See what happens after it sweeps this low here. You know what? I'm going to take my first one here on ES because we just drew into 50% of the range. Yep. So let's take one in there. All right, so I'm in there, just one contract. I want to see it sweep this low probably, and then I'll take this one, but a 10-point stop, all micros of course. And if it draws higher, closes above this, then I'll add more up here. All right, I'm gonna take some more up here. I'm anticipating that this turns into an inverse here, but I'm waiting for price to close above this right here. As soon as it closes, I'm gonna get in with more. You have my buy orders ready. The only thing I don't like about this is the range. The range just has way too much. Yeah, it's just the range that I don't like. And give it some more time. I'm already in a few, but again, I wanna wait until price closes above here, then I'll really get in. Or if if there's a sudden draw higher, there it is. What is wrong with this? All right, I'm gonna get in there. All right, so I'm in there. 5 contracts total. What I want to see is I want to see price draw above here, and then I want to use this order block to see if price fails to close below it. If it starts closing below it, then I'll just take it off. Again, this is just a paper trade. I'm not looking to trade today. There we go. This is my first objective, which is the 9:30 macro open. Actually 8:30 right here. But I'm watching this auto block. Ideally, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it trade below this area anymore. It closed above, so now this is an inverse. We have market structure shift here, actually changing the state of delivery here. Until price gets up here, that's not necessarily, once price sweeps this high here, that's market structure shift. Okay, 10 o'clock. Let's see. I do like how the 1 hour closed. Definitely bullish there for me. I'm going to take 50% off here at 67.50. That's what I don't want to see, because now you have something like this. More like a or price swap buy side for a buy model. But again, I want to see. I'm going to take it off here if price fails to get above here. I want to see price close above this area here. There we go. All right, so looks like we're having some luck here. This play is exactly like the one from a couple of days ago. Where is it? Wasn't that one? This one right here. Or this one right here, where it drew higher, but obviously in the afternoon it drew lower. I'm not saying that's going to happen this time, but regardless, you take your profit as soon as it reaches that objective. Put my sell 67.50.